Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Okie dokie. Today, I'm flipping through Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Why? Because I was bored as heck. And I keep seeing things that the Giants are zeroing in on Isaiah Simmons. They're zeroing in. Their game plan is everyone's saying that's, a lot of people say that's who they're going after, Isaiah Simmons. The draft news is out. Okay, guys. I have to laugh all the time when I see this. How many people last year during the Giants draft predicted Daniel Jones, Dexter Lawrence, and DeAndre Baker? Nobody. I heard Josh Allen, heard a couple offensive linemen. Nobody predicted that. So you know what? Sitting there on April 1st and saying, well, these are the players that this is the player the Giants are targeting. There and smart enough people know there is so much misinformation disseminated by NFL organizations in reference to who they're drafting all the time. It's nothing new. It's been going on since the advent of the draft. It's been going on since the NFL, AFL draft. We're competing against each other in a draft. So getting the secret information that we are secretly we're targeting Isaiah Simmons, it's ludicrous. You know what? And especially with Dave Gettleman. If anyone has any idea or any clue what Dave Gettleman's going to do, it's only Dave Gettleman. And you know what? I like I said, I'm not a Dave Gettleman hater, but I don't think half the time that he knows what he's going to do until he does it. So let's just stop with the April 1st, the Giants are targeting Isaiah Simmons. We don't know that yet. We literally know nothing. And, and I think, and like I said, I'm going to be doing a draft show probably in about a week and just kind of go over some of the draft picks that we feel would fit the franchise after free agency. And we did a draft show a couple weeks ago. And we had mentioned some players, and I don't think that our players are going to change because I think we're going to stick with our picks. But like I said, if anyone is sitting there thinking that they know the Giants' plan on April 1st, that's just foolish. Because, like I said, show me one draft expert last year that picked Daniel Jones, Dexter Lawrence, and DeAndre Baker for the Giants. Now, the word did come out, I guess it was the day before the draft, that one team was, really high on Daniel Jones, that he was going to be picked high. And it was funny because I had a conversation with someone that day when that came out, and I jokingly said, oh, God, I hope it's not the Giants. And then as draft got close, a couple hours, draft got closer and closer, I'm like, oh, my God, it's the Giants. And then when Josh Allen was falling into our lap, I sat there and I was actually talking to this guy, and I said, oh, my God, we're going to take Daniel Jones. And then he laughed. He's like, no, Josh Allen's there. We're going to take Josh Allen. I said, no, man. I said, we're taking Daniel Jones. And half of it was just jokingly about saying that. And then, what it turned out? Yeah, we took Daniel Jones. So if anyone thinks they can predict what Dave Gettleman's going to do on April 1st, they don't follow the Giants, especially not the last 2 years. Now, like I said, we have gone through, what he's done in free agency, bringing in the linebackers, bringing in backup offensive linemen, bringing in the defensive backs. I personally still feel that he's going to go, offensive line in the draft. And we've said it before about a million times. We are huge fans of Andrew Thomas. We think that he is the most pro-ready offensive lineman in the draft. I think he brings a lot to the table. And I think that he would help solidify the line and keep Daniel Jones upright. And at, 6'5", 315 pounds, I mean, you can't go wrong with the dude. Especially playing also in Georgia. I mean, so I think he's the best player at his position in the draft. And I think, if I was Gettleman, are thinking like Gettleman, that is probably who I would lean towards. But you never know what. There's a lot of surprise, linemen coming up now in the draft. Of course, the kid out of Louisville, the kid out of Arizona. So, I mean, it's not even worth talking about yet till we get a little bit closer. But it's interesting that, like I said, that if you kind of look at how Gettleman drafts and how he chooses his free agent, he kind of has a pattern. He kind of went offense in 18. But still picking up the defensive end and Carter and Hill and McIntosh. And then last year in 19, he pretty much went outside of Daniel Jones and Darius Slayton. He pretty much went offense. Defense. Of course, he did pick up the tackle in the 7th round that we cut. But he pretty much just went defense. So if you're going by that logic, he's probably going to go offense this draft. And, like I said, and I think that the Andrew Thomas pick, to me, would be the safest pick. Like I said, in our eyes, he's the most pro-ready. And then I would think that in the 2nd round, he would probably go center. I mean, like I said, we are big Cesar Ruiz fans. The dude is powerful. He's athletic. He's thick in the lower half. So he's a strong guy. He holds his hands high. In pass blocking. He's powerful. He's efficient. I mean, he's just. He's another player that I personally think is pro-ready to start in the interior of the offensive line. Now, like I said, hopefully he would be at center at 6'4", 319. But like I said, he is a guy that I would think, again, as a rookie could come in and play alongside Thomas. It would be difficult to have 2 rookies starting on the offensive line, especially with Nate Solder and Will Hernandez and Kevin Zeidler. But I think they could potentially, fill in those gaps. I mean, especially like I said, I think Ruiz is, he's always been versatile. He's powerful. He's got great mobility. Some cons are he's probably a little overweight. And I'm not saying he's fat. I always jokingly call he's got the baby fat he's got to drop to get into the pros. He could probably drop like 10 pounds, which would help again even with his mobility. His footwork is not the best. He gets a little antsy. So I mean, it's these are all things again that he can work on. Like I said, I wouldn't portray him more than a 2nd round pick. I mean, I don't really see any glaring weaknesses. He started 31 games over at Michigan. 26 of those at center, 5 at right guard. He's got a blend of power, size, mobility, and technique. So you know what? He would be a great fit in the offensive line. It sounds like I'm selling myself on Ruiz, but you know what? I really do think that he could blend and gel on the line. And again, it's someone that if Gettleman went Thomas, if we went Thomas and Ruiz, that we could turn around, and have some fixtures on the line for like the next 10 years. Now, we hope Will Hernandez in his 3rd year comes around. I mean, like I said, he had an okay rookie year. He was spotty at best last year. He kind of let his emotions get away from him a couple games. He kind of pulled what we now like to refer to as Odell moments in games. So we're kind of hoping that he can stay away from that. But like I said, I personally think, now if it was me, I would go Isaiah Simmons. But like I said, I'm thinking more Isaiah Simmons only because of the fact that, he fills the need, in multiple positions. He could help fill in at safety. He could turn around and be part of the linebacking core. He could be a pass rusher. He can go into coverage. So I think it's something that I would personally do, but like I said, it's not something that I think Gettleman would do. We also did a video a couple weeks back on Nick Harris. Another center out of Washington. I mean, he's probably going to go in the later half of the draft, probably in the 4th or 5th round. But like I said, and we've mentioned it before, he's not the perfect size. He doesn't have the strength, but he's a smart guy. You know what? He's almost like a Parcells guy because he's smart. He's smart and scrappy. And I think it's a need that we can fulfill in multiple interior line positions in the later rounds. And again, he's a guy that's got to take some of that baby fat off to get to the pro-ready level. But like I said, if you're trying to sit there and think what Gettleman is going to do, it's going to drive you crazy. And if you sit there and you're thinking, well, these are the things that we need to look at because of the fact that we're going after Isaiah Simmons, that we're targeting him. We don't know if we're targeting him. Like I said, there is so much misinformation disseminated before the draft. And you know what? And smart fans know that. And like I said, I think that people just need to understand that no one's going to tip their draft hand on April 1st or whenever the thing came out. It just doesn't make sense. But like I said, especially with Gettleman, I've said it before, he's an enigma wrapped in a riddle. Yeah, do I think he's on the hot seat? Yeah, we did a video about it the other day. Yeah, I think he's on the hot seat. But I also think it is, his opportunity again. Like I said, Gettleman is a drafter. He's not much on the free agent end, but he is a drafter. And I'm hoping that he can continue his trend that I think he has started in the last 2 years, and that we can really progress. I'd like to see, like I said, the 18 class really kicking in the gear, the 19 class pick itself up as well, and we can kind of go from there. But like I said, let's not go overboard with these videos and comments about we're targeting Simmons. Who knows? And if you think you know what Gettleman's going to do, like I said, you haven't been watching the Giants over the last couple of years. So, and again, like I said, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, subscribe, ring the bell, whatever you got to do, we really do appreciate it. And thanks for listening.